From our European studios in Europe, this is All-Inclusive Nightly News with Chris Bouchel and Justin Tomto.
Good evening, this is the All-Inclusive Nightly News out of Europe. I'm Chris Bouchel here with my colleague Justin Tomto. We have a very interesting broadcast for you. 4 topics we'll be discussing. First, the interesting assassination of Grigory Rasputin in the Russian Revolution.
And then we'll be going on to the English soccer game in England between the two towns of Birmingham and Cambridge. It's been a great game. So.
Yes, definitely. Third, we have the other topic of the fall of the Bastille, a very interesting jail/armory in Paris.
And then we'll be going on to the Sans-Culottes and French Revolution in Paris.
And let's get right into the action.
Yes.
Okay, let's move right into the first topic. The interesting assassination of Grigory Rasputin took place on December 29th, 1916, just a few days ago. And we had Felix Yusupov. He was very upset with the damages that Rasputin has done with the Russian family. And he decided that he should poison the wine of Rasputin and some cakes. However, Rasputin didn't die after he ate 3 cakes and drank his wine, which is very interesting since it was loaded with enough cyanide to kill a horse. So, alarmed, this Yusupov shot him 3 times, and that still didn't even kill Rasputin. He was later tied up and thrown into a river, but before he drowned, he was able to untie himself and almost got to the surface. Let's go right to live coverage. Here we have our live coverage beginning. Notice Yusupov preparing for the arrival of Rasputin. He is poisoning the wine. Enough cyanide to kill a horse. Look at him pour it in. There's the wine. Enough cyanide to kill a horse. Rasputin would not die from even that. Rasputin's arrival. They are preparing for a dinner that would go down in history. Here we have him coming to the table. Yusupov leading him in, offering a chair. They sit down, prepared for dinner. Here we have Yusupov offering the cakes with all that cyanide in them. He takes 3. He begins eating. Notice there is no expression on his face of pain whatsoever. He's polishing off that plate of cakes. No expression of death. He takes the wine, ready to wash those cakes down, washes them down. Yusupov, very confused, frustrated. He walks away to talk to his fellow conspirator, Vladimir Purishkevich. There he is on the left. They are both very confused, and Purishkevich offers a gun. Says, "Go get him. This will finish him off." Yusupov walks back into the room, and he fires 3 times. He falls to the floor, appearing to be dead. Looks like he's dead. Purishkevich and Yusupov have another conference. They decide that he is dead, although they look somewhat confused, and walk back into the room. They find Rasputin on the floor, but they find something more surprising than that. Rasputin appears to be alive. He gets up. Well, it takes a while to get up. They're conferencing, and they decide to tie him up and throw him into the Neva River. The rest of the footage from that incident, Rasputin's murder, was lost due to another shot. After Rasputin was shot those 3 times, he did escape before he was tied up. You see that guy with the rope pulling it out. But before he was tied up, he did escape, and he was shot by another conspirator. And that bullet pierced the lens of our camera, so obviously the camera doesn't work. Rasputin was later tied up and thrown into the Neva River. His body was discovered on the Neva banks a couple days later. Moving on to our next topic.
Alright, now we'll be moving on to the soccer game in England between the two cities of Birmingham and Cambridge. And we have some live reporters at Birmingham on the field.
Welcome to Birmingham in a frigid day for British soccer. In this game, anything goes. The goals are set miles apart, which means if the ball were to roll into someone's backyard or across a highway, you are expected to continue playing the game. This, my friends, is what a British soccer player would look like playing the game. And now we have live footage, juicy live footage that we're gonna get to right now for British soccer here in Birmingham. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Birmingham. I'm Mike Patrick for Sunday Night Football. It is a great day, as you can see, a little brisk outside, but that did not stop the players from playing a fantastic game of soccer. I'm here with Joe Theismann and my colleague Paul McGuire. Paul, what did you think of this game? Well, Birmingham really played a great game out there today. Kicking the ball was nothing. I mean, you saw they looked like they had special shoes on because the ball was traveling so far. And as you know, playing between two cities, the tail of two cities, I tell you, I mean, the way they were kicking the ball back and forth, I mean, it went past through people's backyard, and, you know, people were joining all over the place. It was just a great game. Really a great game. What about you, Joe? Well, I mean, if you look at Brett Favre, you see him as a quarterback. He's a great quarterback, but, you know, he just doesn't play football, so it's just not possible for him to be playing very well in these conditions. Okay, that was kind of random, but let's continue on. Birmingham would go on to win it. Final score, 1-0. Back to you, Chris and Justin.
What a wonderful game that was. Wasn't
Yes,
it
it was.
a great match? Birmingham and Cambridge. Birmingham, as you see, went on to win it, running all those miles all the way to Cambridge. Won it 1-0. Great job by our live correspondent Brian Scholes out there in the freezing cold snow. Very interesting game that soccer is. Very tiring, it looks like. Moving on to our next topic. We will move on to the fall of the Bastille. We're about to show you some live coverage. We have more live coverage. I mean, live coverage coming in from anywhere. Hi-ya! Moving on. Next topic, the fall of the Bastille, as I said before. This took place on the morning of July 14th, 1789. Parisian mob, 8,000 people stormed this state armory and state prison. We have some live coverage from that also, as I said. And we'll show you that right now. Here we have the Parisian people charging in. 8,000 men and women storming the Bastille, looking for weapons. They already have weapons, but they want some more. The French guard sitting by the door. Parisian man about to kill him. He says, wait, I can help you. I have the cell key. 7 prisoners here. I'll help you release them. And we'll all join together. As many more Parisian men and women arrived and more troops from the French guard, the Marquis de Launay realized that they could not stand protect the fort anymore and they had to retreat. Well, here's the cell key. What a great brotherhood these Parisian men have shared. But the guy forgets his gun, so he has to come back. He gets his gun, and they go charging down the halls, releasing prisoners, getting weapons, ammunition, everything. Here's a prisoner screaming, let me out. There's another prisoner locked up. This man, the French guard, ready to unlock the door. And here we have them charging out. Let him out. 1, 2, 3, pull. This storming of the Bastille ultimately led to the death of King Louis XVI. And that was the footage from the fall of the Bastille. Very interesting thing that the French army actually joined with the revolutionaries and started fighting against the rest of the French army. Very interesting. Moving on to our next topic, the sans-culottes.
The sans-culottes were members of the Paris Commune, but unlike ordinary Frenchmen, they had regular clothes. They had long trousers instead of knee-length breeches, and they sought revenge on the people who supported the king and resisted the popular will.
that just about wraps up our show.
I think it does.
One more thing about the Sans Class. Consider themselves, they don't want to be like the rest of the Patterson people. Consider themselves ordinary citizens. Definitely didn't follow the popular will in those interesting trousers they wore. Very long, knee-high breeches, no way. Nice outfit. Well, that'll wrap up another edition of All Inclusive News Nightly. You can catch us tomorrow night. We'll be discussing more interesting topics. I'm Chris Bouchel.
And I'm Justin Tanto.
Good night.
This presentation of All-Inclusive Nightly News with Chris Bouchel and Justin Tomto was brought to you by BBC Productions, copyrighted 2005.